Ross and Jesse of Guns and Games. We have a new piece we want to show you today, and the machine gun is blocking our faces, but that's okay, as that is the main subject of our talk today. This is the German World War II MG42. Developed in 1938, but not reached German usage in the war, during World War II, until 1942. And up until that time, and through the use of the MG42, there was also the use of the MG34, and you'll find that particular Relic machine gun, light machine gun, on our site, so look for that. Now, like the MG34 that we showed earlier in earlier videos, this is a dug example, or a war example, that was found in old battlefields of World War II, but recently. This whole piece was found in the Kurland pocket area, which was an area that had great number of German soldiers in the Baltic states today. That would be the Baltic states area, Lithuania, Latvia, and Estonia. And it was called the Kurland pocket, or Fortress Kurland, by the Germans. And there were, I want to say, about 300,000 or 400,000 German soldiers holed up there while Berlin was being taken at the end of 1943. So this particular machine gun was found there. Now the buttstock I recently just got from a good friend of mine, and it is also a relic, but the buttstock right here is from the Battle of Berlin. And they're still finding odds and ends from 1945 up in and around Berlin today. So finally got to put it all together. Jesse and I are quite excited, and we both had some general idea of the effectiveness of this particular weapon against the Russians, Allies, US, British, Kiwis, Canadians, everyone else on the Allied side that was on the receiving end of this. Variations of this are used post-war, even up through today. Fired the 7.92 caliber machine gun round, which was a bit hotter than the 8mm, or in German parlance, 7.92 millimeter rifle rounds. So same round, and I suppose in an emergency both could be used in either the rifle or the machine gun, but the machine gun round tended to be a lot hotter. Fired 1,400 rounds per minute. That's a lot of lead up in the air. It was feared by the U.S. In fact, there's a video out there, a wartime video, that the U.S. War Department did that tried to alleviate the infantrymen's fears of this particular machine gun by saying that it wasn't very accurate. So if you have a chance, look for that video. It's quite humorous. And yes, and Jesse's reminding me the nickname of this thing was Hitler's buzzsaw, because it made a very distinctive sound. Be careful not to shake the table, it'll make it fall. And Hitler's buzzsaw, and it's been described as making a sound like tearing cloth, ripping cloth, or the croak of a bullfrog. That's how fast the rounds came out. Now, I've been fortunate enough to have fired one of these in years past. A friend of mine had a pristine example, and we took it out to the range, and it was quite the eye catcher. Now, we only shot short rounds, as it was an antique, and we didn't want to burn it out, so we didn't do 1,400 rounds per minute. So I never got to experience the ripping cloth or the bullfrog croaking sound uh, because we were only shooting a few rounds at a time. But feared by the Allies, feared by the U.S., quite effective. And right now it's in its light machine gun stance. You could also put this on a frame and fire and have a crew for it, and fire much heavier volumes, much more, a higher volume of rounds if you put it on the frame, and switch the barrels out quite quickly. It had a quick release, which may be rusted off on this example, to where you could move this ventilated air jacket, move it out of the way, and put another barrel in it if you had to, because the barrel got too hot, it would warp your accuracy. This is the lid where you lift it up, and then you put your rounds in it and close it. And you can't see it on this side, but there's kind of a lip to where you the rounds can go in smoothly, belt fed. But I know there was also a drum that you could add to it that already had the rounds on the belt wrapped in. If you'll notice, actually this example probably got hit by artillery because it's bent. If you sit at the end of it, stand at the end and look at it, it's canted. So it looks like some large explosion or blunt force bent it, and the handle blew off. You can see where there's only partial handle here. The buttstocks could be made out of an early plastic called bakelite or wood on many occasions. And this example here that I have is crumbling and rotting off. I'd like to get a better example. Usually when the soldier held it, it had a strap with it, so you'd strap it over your shoulders. Now, being the old 62-year-old man that I am, I picked the thing up, and I must be pretty bad out of shape because it was heavy to me, and took a little bit of an effort. And anyways, I think it's pretty cool. Again, when you carry, you'd fold this bipod up. It would fold up, and you'd have that strap, and you'd sling it over. You can see the rear sight here, adjustable. Again, rusted in to place, and that you can see what was left of the front sight right here. You can see the base of it, but the rest of it's been broken off and rusted. The muzzle, this thing has seen better times, but you know what? The cool factor. I mean, this thing actually saw service with the Germans into the tail end of World War II against the Russians, and that's just what gets me excited and gets my blood pumping, is that it actually saw action. And who knows, it may have dropped a few human beings that weren't able to continue their DNA. So a little bit of black humor there. Anyways, we'll show you more stuff like this in the future. Jesse, what do you think about this thing, my man? It's old, he says. Okay. And anyways, thank you for watching. This is for Guns and Games, and we will have more videos for you in the future. We're thinking about doing a video on, we're going to be making some steaks tomorrow, Jess and I, on our grill over there. And right now our backyard is all over the place, disheveled. We have a fellow back here cutting a bunch of our trees down, and we had to locate a shady place to make this. Thank y'all very much. Guns and Games.